Another fun one-point perspective drawing is to do a cityscape from above or below. You start by putting your 1 point. This time you won't put a horizon line in. Instead you go straight in with your triangle. And this is your first building. Again, you have to make sure that your horizontals and your verticals are parallel to the edges of the paper. So this top of the building would be a horizontal line. Then I can put in another building on either side. The top of this building would be horizontal, and I can do another one here, always checking it's horizontal. Once you have these, you can rub out these guidelines, because your buildings would never go all the way to the point, otherwise that would take them all the way up into the sky and they'd be way too high. These are 3 different skyscrapers. If this is the front plane of your building, this would be the side, and you would be able to see this edge. This would be parallel to this edge, completely vertical line. And the same on this one, you'd be able to see this edge of this building. So I'm checking that that's parallel. And now you can create some windows. To do that, you could mark along the top. This is about 4 centimeters. I could just mark in where I want to put some windows at even spacing across the top. So all of these lines are orthogonal lines, and I'm putting my pencil on the vanishing point, lining up my ruler with the marks that I've made. This front of this building is now stripy, and as we get further away, the windows would get smaller. So I'll start up at the top with the top windows of this building, and again I'm making sure this is a horizontal. This one would be a little bit wider, a little bit wider, and you keep making them a little bit wider as you come down towards you, just making sure your ruler is always parallel to the edge of your page. This is a kind of glass-fronted building with lots of lines to show you that it's going up into the sky. On this building, I could just create each floor. Again, my ruler is horizontal, parallel to the bottom of the page. And each of these lines are going to get a little bit wider as I come down the page. This one, I could just do the striped lines. You don't always have to measure them. You could just do it by eye if you like. This building here just has the striped lines down it. I am going to just colour in these sides of the building in a shadow, so if that helps to create your illusion. I'm going to rub that line out, we don't need that. Now to create the buildings on this side, I would turn the page over, it makes it easier. And you do exactly the same thing. Pencil on the point. The top of your building is going to be parallel to this edge of your page. You can continue creating buildings as you go round. Just turn the page round each time. Go back to your vanishing point and draw in your buildings. Always remember that the tops of your buildings are parallel to the side of your page. And if you're not sure whether you can see the side of your building, you go to the corner of the top of your building, put your ruler, and then you do a line down and you say, well, would I see that line? And you wouldn't, because this is the front plane of your building, so you wouldn't see that line. This one, you wouldn't see it, but this one, I would see it. This is parallel to the edge, a vertical line. If I wanted to do windows down the side of this building, they would all be vertical lines. And again, they would get a bit wider as they get closer down towards you. If you want these lines to continue as floors of your building on the front plane, you would get to that point where it touches this line and go across. Again, making sure that these lines are parallel to the edge of the page. Horizontal lines across the front of your buildings and vertical lines down the sides of your buildings. Final thing you do is rub out the dot in the centre and you can colour it in. You could maybe make it nighttime and colour all of the sky dark and put light in the windows on the buildings, or you could put it in a blue sky and colour each of the buildings different colours.